welcome to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is 𝗧𝗜𝗠𝗘𝗦𝗧𝗔𝗠𝗣𝗦. I'm joined today by Kristina 𝗚𝗠𝗠𝗡𝗠𝗠𝗡𝗠𝗠 and Rob 𝗚𝗠𝗡𝗠𝗡 of Your Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. Wow. Today is a very, very exciting day, and I wish we had balloons, and I wish we had confetti, and all of that good stuff, because today is our 50th episode. Can you believe it?
I cannot believe this. It is so great. I mean, off the air, we talk about our amazing friendship and what a blessing that has been, that we've got to grow to know and love each other so much. You're very dear to me, and I love you and appreciate you so much. And I really love this. This is not a job for us. A lot of people ask, they're like, oh, is it easy to work on TV? It's not work. It's not a job. We're having so much fun. We're just having conversations about taking care of people, and I love the way you always advocate for everyone.
Oh, well, Kristina, thank you so much. I remember the very first time that I met you when we started the show, and I immediately just loved you because you came on the set with such a mission and such passion and compassion for really helping others retire comfortably, retire with confidence, and you made yourself just so approachable that I've watched you just soar through the years. You deserve all of the accolades that you have. And Rob, you are just such an amazing addition. I love having you on the show. When we first started, it was just Kristina and I, and it's so nice to have you.
Oh, gosh, it's been wonderful being here. And I remember the first episode that I was fortunate enough to join, I thought, we get outside the door here, and I didn't know what to expect. As I hear everything from just through conversations, and I'm thinking, you know what? I've got a face for radio, folks. I don't know if I should be on this TV show. And I remember convincing Kristina to go on, hey, just do this one episode first, and then I will come in on the next one, so I know what to experience. And it's been the most unbelievable experience, and I'm so proud of my wife. She is truly amazing in every aspect.
Thank you.
Yes, she is. I agree. And what I think is so amazing, Kristina, we were sharing this before the show started today, that you have such loyal viewers. They literally will schedule their week around the program. Yes. What does that feel like for you, just knowing that?
There's only one word for all of this. It's blessed. Thank you. Thank you all so much. And when I think about TV and radio and this book, sorry, it's emotional. What a blessing to have this big voice to be able to share with people. I know that there are a lot of people out there that are excited, and then there are a lot of people that are confused or worried. I mean, just everything in between. And to have the opportunity to meet so many people and so wonderfully be able to take care of you, thank you. It is such a pleasure, and thank you again for just being a loyal viewer and loyal listeners on Your Powerful Legacy Radio. My readers that have called and loved the book, thank you all so very much. And I will strive and continue to educate and find every way that I can to get you this very important information.
Kristina, thank you. And Rob, I know we're going to talk about the Secure Act today, but I like for just one moment for the audience to hear, what does it feel like watching Kristina just take on this challenge and run with it? You've watched her grow. You've watched the business just explode. In your own words, what does that feel like watching your wife be so amazing?
It's amazing. She has this saying, and she said it on the show before, it's Mach 5 or crash. And just to watch her and watch her mind work in so many different ways. And she gets mad at me, or she used to get mad at me. I think she's come to the understanding. She said, guys compartmentalize their thoughts, and women have a plate of spaghetti, and your compartmentalization is sitting on my plate of spaghetti.
I love that.
And it's true. It is. She's thinking about so many things. I've never in my life thought that multitasking was an actual thing. You could either do one thing or you couldn't. You worked on one thing, then moved on to another. You can go back to one. But her mind works in just the craziest way, and I love to watch her work, and I love to hear what she has to say and talk, the way she talks to people and the compassion she shows. She's such a giving, strong-hearted person. I'm so fortunate to be with her.
Aw, I love you both so much. So thank you for letting me be a part of this journey with you. I feel so honored to be your host. And okay, I know we have to jump into Secure Act. I'd rather talk about you for the next 30 minutes, but I know that we're going to talk about that today. And let's talk about some changes that have come into play with the Secure Act. Kristina, what are those?
So those major changes, the Secure Act of 2020 came into the night December the 19th of 2019. Most people didn't even know about it, but how does it really impact you? So first off, it removed the age contribution limit for IRAs. This is great. People are living longer, working longer, contributing longer. So that age contribution limit, it's no longer there. There's no age limit. And then required minimum distributions. Folks, your RMDs used to be due at 70 and a half. It is now 72. I like it better. It's a more rounded number. And again, people are living longer. And also it removed the stretch IRA for non-spousal beneficiaries. So if you have an IRA and you give it to your spouse, they can stretch it over their lifetime. If it's a non-spousal beneficiary, that is no longer available. Within 10 years, that must be taxed and turned into non-qualified money. So that's a really big change for those of you out there that are single, divorced, widowed, whatever that may be, and leaving your IRA money to someone who's not your spouse. Also, it increased the 401k enrollment from 10 to 15%. What does that mean? More opportunity for saving. I love this. And then last but not least, the Secure Act encourages use of annuities in qualified employer plans. Why would they do that? For those of you out there that don't know much about annuities, let me tell you, they are fabulous when they are done right. All pension plans are an annuity. So it would only be just a really good follow there to encourage annuities in qualified employer plans as well, because there are so many advantages to them.
I'm sure a lot of people in the viewing audience right now, they're wondering, do these changes affect them? Kristina, your response to that?
Absolutely, they do. I've not seen hardly anyone that this is not affecting. And there was a little bit of a transition period there where those that were just turning 70 and a half and then, can I wait until 72 and how is that working? We're past that. It's over. So now it's 72 for required minimum distributions. What does this really mean for you? And can you stretch that IRA for your spouse or non-spousal? What are the different circumstances? One of the most impactful situations I've seen is I have a gentleman that he passed away too young, and he had to leave his IRA money to his children, or he got to, I don't want to say have to, he got to leave his money to his children. And we can't stretch it over their lifetime. It's not a spousal benefit anymore. So we are in action of converting that money. We call it money in action. And we're making sure that there is growth beyond money for them. I'm there for them the rest of their lives. I literally went to probate court and stood there beside them because they were nervous. And I was worried for them, and I wanted to give them my support on every level.
Absolutely.
So we got to look at too, what if that changes? What if that 10 years shrinks even further?
Yeah.
What kind of a burden is that going to place on people? It's very important for everybody to pay attention to what's going on, not just in politics, but what, as far as the national debt, what things are they trying to do to capture more money? And if we don't keep an eye on it and we don't voice our opinion, make our votes count, things could shrink a little bit more than the 10 years.
Absolutely, and that impacts everyone.
It does.
Overall in their retirement.
I wonder who out there, let's just do a little bit of a poll right here in your living room or wherever you're watching this morning. How many of you think taxes are going down? No, probably not. That's not going to happen. So what do we need to do to adjust accordingly for that? Every source that we're hearing from are telling us the taxes are going up. So we need to account for that.
Well, Kristina, I know that you and Rob have a very special offer to present to our viewers at home on this 50th episode. Let's talk about what that is. Rob, would you like to do the honors?
May I see the book, please?
Oh, yes.
Perfect.
So you'll get a complimentary copy of The Retirement Train. My beautiful wife is extremely talented. She worked very hard on this book, and we would love to provide this to you for absolutely no cost. And we would love to sit down with you face to face and go over your financial review, your strategy, and come up with something for you moving forward. You can click on the QR screen on the screen, or you can dial the number at the bottom of your screen. We would love to set up an appointment for you.
Rob, thank you so much. And Kristina, I remember when you started working on that book, you were so excited. And now to see it come true, to have that dream fulfilled, it's amazing. And Rob, you forgot the choo-choo.
Well, we did that on one episode, and I didn't know if it was appropriate anymore. So
It's always so fun. I have a little secret to share if you'd like to hear it.
Please.
I'm working on another book.
Awesome. Can you tell us the title, or is that a secret?
I saved it all. Now what?
Nice.
It is leaned a little bit more toward the faith end. This is really fun. I'm excited about it.
I can't wait to see little clips of that. Thank you so much.
So this just goes back to say she truly does it all. She
Yes.
Mach 5 and no crash, and she's working on another book, and
Yes.
we've got some other projects going on as well. So she is phenomenal.
Built a house. I mean, we could just go on and on and on. Designing clothes and on and on. Anyway, to our viewers at home, the number to call is 877-893-5099. We know that you're in the viewing audience today and that you have questions about how to plan your perfect retirement. Maybe some of the changes have impacted you directly. Kristina and Rob are offering you a complimentary consultation. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call in 877-893-5099. Or if you have your smartphone handy, go ahead, grab it, click on the QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That'll take you right to Kristina and Rob's landing page. We're going to take a very short commercial break. When we come back on this very special 50th episode, we're going to talk about upsizing or downsizing your retirement. Stay tuned.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
And welcome back to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Kristina Ping-Kepperling and Rob Kepperling of Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. On this very special 50th episode, I might add. I love that.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about upsizing or downsizing your lifestyle in retirement. Kristina and Rob, what are you seeing more of? Are people downsizing or upsizing?
I can't really say that it's more or less. I'm seeing it pretty much split down the middle. I do see a lot of people who here in this Kentucky and Indiana, Ohio, Tennessee area, you're selling those farms, selling the horse farm. There's too much to take care of, giving it to your children, leaving that legacy, and moving into something a little bit smaller so there's less to take care of. I get a lot of gentlemen that tell me they want to cut a whole lot less grass. I understand, that's a lot. And maybe less home to take care of. And then for some of you out there, you've decided to upsize your travel, maybe spending a little bit more time with your family. So maybe upsizing your home and babysitting those grands or whatever it may be. I'm seeing both. So that's a tough one right there. I know you are so passionate about the real estate market and you're fabulous. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
I love to hear all about what people are doing. And I know during the breaks, a lot of people don't understand. We talk all the time. So we're having a good time.
Yes, we do.
And the real estate market showing the same type of thing. I mean, we're seeing it all over the country.
It is. I had a lot of clients that decided with the interest rates being so low, why not take that plunge and buy their dream home, upsize if you will. And then I had clients recently who did a 360 and decided that they had too much home and they wanted to downsize. So I'm seeing a little bit of both in the real estate market as well. Let's talk a little bit about travel overall, because we talked about it just a tad bit in one of our previous episodes, but what about people that are doing things like selling their home and either jumping on a yacht and just sailing around for the rest of their lives, or doing the RV trips? Are you still seeing a lot of that, Rob?
We do. We have a client that when Kristina retired them, we haven't seen them since.
Nope.
They jumped. They bought an RV and started traveling around the world. They'll call us every once in a while just to make sure everything is good, and we'll call them and the same thing. Hey, are you traveling? What are you doing? We want to know their story, and then we wait till the next call.
I think that's fantastic. We had that conversation in our home actually recently. Well, not recently. It was actually several years ago. My stepson, I always make egg whites for breakfast. That's the thing. And I always bake them chocolate chip cookies.
Oh.
So we talked about doing an RV trip. And he was like, Miss Cynthia, that means you can make your white eggs and chocolate chip cookies for us anytime if we're in the RV.
Yeah.
Like,
chocolate chip
he's
cookies for
probably
breakfast is
blushing right
wonderful.
now. Right? Why not?
I like his
the
priorities.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. But again, you're very passionate about making sure that people enjoy their retirement. Kristina, why is that? Where does that stem from that you want people to really thrive?
I don't know what to say other than it's just an everyday life. I want you to thrive. There's no greater blessing than just enjoying your life. And one of the things I do want to touch base on for just a moment, folks, is your health. Your health is your wealth. And I say this all the time, that those really amazing habits come to roost, good, bad, or indifferent, in retirement. And so I do see a lot of people that focus more on their health than ever. They're joining a gym with their spouse and meal planning, meal prepping, all of these amazing things, getting out there, walking a new dog, whatever it may be, and focusing more on your health. Your health truly is your wealth in retirement. So let's take extra good care of that too. And we actually have a nutritionist as one of our powerful partners that we can send you to.
Oh my gosh, let's talk about that for a little bit, because a lot of people probably question what they should be eating as they're getting up in age and what have you. They want to have more energy and just feel good. What does your nutritionist do? Does she obviously sit with them and just talk about their lifestyle, their habits, and design an eating plan for them?
She does. So she's actually a geriatric nutritionist and specialist, making sure that you are receiving holistically all of the nutrients that you need, ever so simply feeding wellness instead of treating sickness.
I love that.
And she's a very good friend of mine, was my neighbor for almost a decade. I just love her to pieces. And I've sent several people to her just to consult, treating diabetes in retirement and making sure that you're going to live a good long life, even if you've been given a really hard, hand of cards in your health. And I had a lot of health issues myself, and it's actually in the book, so you'll read about that. And back several years ago when I had a colon surgery, my internal disease doctor said something I'll never forget. He said, if you don't eat your food like it's medicine, you will eat medicine like it's your food.
Wow, that's good.
That's a really impactful statement. So let's treat that wellness. Let's be well. Be well spiritually, financially, mentally, physically, all of the above. Let's enjoy the rest of your life.
So it's a holistic retirement plan that encompasses
It is.
everything.
Yes.
Definitely.
Now, I do still love my Mexican food. Oh my goodness. And
I know.
I indulge. Yeah.
We had delicious
Guilty.
Mexican food last night.
We sure did.
Definitely did. Rob, are you finding overall, are people retiring younger these days? Are they waiting longer? What's the norm that you're seeing in the office, you and Kristina?
Well, I think we're seeing both. I think we
Okay.
see people that just true diehards. They want to keep working. If they own their own business, they want to. They tell us all the time, "I'm going to work here until I die." Well, are they going to work hard? Or are they going to have somebody else in there? They don't know, but they like being involved. That's what goes back to having a hobby or having something else that you can transition into. But we have others that they want to retire as quick as possible. Maybe in their mid-50s. They've worked hard. They've had a dangerous job, and they're just not ready to continue. I've got personally, my best friend's retiring from teaching, and he's going to retire at the end of this year. And he's excited about it. He's going to do some other things. He can't sit still.
Yeah.
But he's going to retire from that particular profession, and he's going to do something that maybe the next chapter of his life he's going to enjoy even more.
That's wonderful. Well, Kristina, I know that you and Rob have a very special offer to present to our viewers. Let's talk about what that is before we reopen the phone lines.
We do. So first off, when you're calling into us, we're going to get you scheduled for a complimentary review. I know sometimes it can be a little hesitant to pick up a phone and call or look at a QR code for a TV show. I know I personally am excellent at calling into TV shows because all the amazing gadgets that are on really late at night, I just need them automatically. So not quite the gadget, we're talking about retirement. So let's see if we can get you scheduled in ever so easily. As you can see, we're just normal human beings. This is not like, some type of talk radio, talk TV, normal human beings sitting down having a conversation about you. One of the most important things is we're going to listen to you. What are your needs? What are your hopes? What are your dreams in retirement? A complimentary review is a great way to start that.
Kristina, thank you so much. And Rob, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, that number to call is 877-893-5099. As Kristina and Rob have mentioned, this customized personal plan is all about you. This is not a cookie cutter situation. Kristina and Rob want the opportunity to really get to know you and let them design a retirement plan that's holistic and that will benefit all of your needs in retirement. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call in today, 877-893-5099, or grab your cell phone, click on the QR code in the bottom corner of the screen. We're going to take a very short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back on this very special 50th episode, we have viewer questions, and the next one could be yours. Stay tuned.
When was the last time you saw your financial professional? Are you getting the most out of the strategy that was created for you? Although you've done a great job finding someone to help plan for your future, are you 100% sure that you were given the right strategy? We can help answer these questions and more with a complimentary second opinion evaluation. We will take a look at what you have in place, then help determine if you are well positioned to get the most out of your future retirement income. In the event that it is not, we can help by making suggestions and showing you how to get on the right path. You wouldn't get just one opinion when it comes to a major health decision. So why would you treat your most important financial decision with such disregard? Call today for your no-cost, no obligation second opinion evaluation to see if you are getting the most out of your retirement income plan.
And welcome back to Your Powerful Legacy TV. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by Kristina King-Kepperling and Rob Kepperling of Your Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services. Best part of the show on our 50th episode, we have viewer questions. So I love these. We always know that each week people are thinking about what they want to ask and listening to the radio show, they're writing down questions, and now also downloading your podcast. So I love that we can encompass some of their questions and the show each week. What do you think?
I love it. Let's go.
Me too. Well, this is a great question. It says, Kristina and Rob, I have a very important question. Can I use my HSA for anything besides healthcare expenses? My friends tell me I can, but what's your opinion?
So first off, if you have an HSA, this is being referred to as your health savings account. This is what this is. Savings normally developed through your employer or in conjunction with your health plan to help offset those medical costs like deductibles or copays and sometimes prescription costs, just depending on what you're doing. Once you are 65 years old, you can withdraw that money for any reason. It doesn't have to be healthcare expenses, but it is taxable. So when you're using it on healthcare expenses, then of course you've got that triple tax play. You have the tax advantage when it's in there, tax advantage on the growth, and then tax advantage on the withdrawal for health purposes. So there are a lot of really amazing advantages to the health savings account, and I think that we could definitely kick that up a notch, if you will, and just make sure that you're doing the right thing. I know I've seen people that have literally bought sunblock on their HSA, and it works. A lot of times they have just a credit card type style available, and you can go to your local pharmacy and buy things that are health needs, you know, Band-Aids or whatever else it may be.
Yeah.
Emergency kits.
Blood pressure
You like to replace
testing.
those every couple years?
Sure, that's a great idea too. And I think it's also interesting that she said, my friend tells me that I can do that, because how often do you hear people come in that they've taken advice at the water cooler about not just something like this, but a variety of topics regarding retirement?
Yeah,
All the time.
That's
Yeah.
a tough one, right? You don't want your mechanic working on your heart.
Exactly. Absolutely. Well, we were talking about the Wizard of Oz, the Tin Man, maybe, right? I'm just saying, maybe. Okay. So this is a great question as well. Once you reach 65, you can draw out HSA for any reason at all, no penalty, but have tax. But healthcare expense tax-free anytime. Is tax deduction growth free?
Okay, so
Interesting question.
That question just had tax.
Yeah.
Taxes are a major concern for retirees, and when we're talking about your taxes, we've got to get it right. Just like the timing of your retirement, timing of Social Security being turned on. Should you turn that on at 62, at your full retirement age, 66 or 67? Wait for maximization until 70. If you're married, you've got to think about your spouse. All of this applies on taxes, inflation, volatility, all of these major components of retirement. It's a really, really big puzzle that I think sometimes people don't take seriously. Cynthia, I've seen people spend more time planning a vacation than they do their retirement.
I've heard that too. And when you think about it, wow, because you're going to be retired, let's say on average, what, 30 to 40 years potentially
Yes,
for
it
some
could be.
people? That's a
Yes.
lot. This is a great question too, and Rob, I'm going to guide this to you actually. It says, I am 60 years old. I don't have a retirement plan with my employer. How else can I save?
Well, 60 years old and no retirement plan, you've got to look at some of your assets at that point.
Okay.
And, is it something that you want to liquidate that you may have or you may have inherited that you don't do anything with? What out there do you have that you can contribute towards retirement? And then there's all kinds of different savings avenues and spending avenues once you figure out what you have and what you don't have.
Okay. Kristina, is it ever too late to start planning and saving for retirement?
Well, I want to talk about my favorite way to save, Cynthia.
Okay.
That's one thing to talk about. The best way to save money is automatically, then you don't miss it. So for a lot of people, when you're making a depository transaction, you'll automatically have a certain amount coming out of your paycheck that goes into your savings. So maybe different accounts. And I do know I practice this personally. I really love to put a part in there and just don't even think about it. There it is. And then also when you're talking about your retirement savings availability, so you know that you're limited on your contributions for IRA, let me give you a little bit of a hint, and you'll have to come in to talk about it with us, but the tax code 7702, it's another way that if you're as young as 55, 60 years old, it could be an avenue for you to have tax-free retirement savings for the future.
Wow, thank you so much, Kristina. And Rob, I'm going to ask this final question. You only have 2 minutes left. It says, how important is it for me to pay off all my credit cards before retirement?
I think that's important. I think you should have that paid off as you go. I'm a firm believer in, even it doesn't matter how old you are, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, what you spend on that credit card you pay off. There's some advantages of doing it that way, but you have to be very diligent on paying those credit cards off. You can't let them slide because it gets out of control so easy.
Absolutely. And you would obviously start with the highest interest rate, I'm assuming, and then pay down from there.
Yes, there are some motivational speakers that talk about some of the best ways to eliminate debt or to pay off debt, and starting with the highest interest rate, yes, and then snowball that down to the lowest ones and get those taken care of. But again, those habitual behaviors, they really come to roost in retirement. So if you're spending on a credit card, we don't want to do that in retirement because the income paycheck is not coming in there anymore. You're spending out of your savings. So we want to be really careful about that. Personally, I'm dealing with it with my own child. My 21-year-old, he loves to spend money. Bless his bones. I don't know what else to say, but he's just good at it.
Well, we were on vacation one day, and he said, I'm not high maintenance. I just like nice things. And we couldn't get over this comment.
Yeah, we pick on him all the time. And having those good behaviors when you're young and teaching your children those good behaviors. So I'm actively working with him just right there in our household. And he's a licensed agent in our firm. So, I mean, he needs to be practicing what he preaches.
That's right.
That's true. Kristina and Rob, thank you for another amazing episode this week, obviously our 50th, and thank you for letting me be a part of that. To our viewers at home, we want to thank you specifically for spending time with us today. That number to call once again is 877-893-5099. Any questions for Rob and Kristina about how to plan your perfect retirement? They have the answers for you. Be safe, be happy, and be blessed. We'll see you back 1 week from today.